display, Mr.
Yeah,
Hillier.
good display, and Bellerín involved in 3 out of 4 goals. You don't get a lot more than that, better than that, do you? But I think overall, just the general feel around the stadium, first of all, was up-tempo, was upbeat, positive, which always is a benefit to the players. And the way they got behind the team when they went down a goal as well, I think it was brilliant. It lifted them back into the game, and after that, Mesut Özil, fantastic. Oba coming on. There was just some lovely goals.
We'll let you jump downstairs.
Cheers,
because
mate.
we've got much more to come, of course, tonight. We've got Arsenal Nation, which is coming your way. Kenzie and Frimpong will be lining up all of the social media tweets for you. David's going to race down to join them very shortly indeed. And we're going to get a quick word from Max Jones as well, who's alongside me here to give his thoughts on what has been an interesting first-half display, a very good second-half performance. What is it, Max, with this first half versus second half at the moment? And does it matter? Is it a thing?
I think at this stage of the season, I would say, Dan, it doesn't matter too much. I think we're still grinding out the wings. We're still producing these incredible second-half performances. What I will say helps is when you've got someone like Aubameyang who can come off the bench and deliver an impact like that. I mean, we ultimately shouldn't be caring whether or not he's starting or not at the moment, because he's just going to score whenever. And when Mesut Özil sees him coming off the bench, he comes alive that bit more as well, doesn't he? So yeah, it's that sort of impact that we're looking at. And we should mention Aaron Ramsey as well. Aaron Ramsey, barely saw much of him this evening, but he's another player who can provide that sort of impact if he is needed.
I asked David Hillier, and he wouldn't give me the answer, so I'll ask you. Are we in the title race here? This
yes.
is what.
No. Do you know what? I'll say yes. I'll say yes.
2 points off top spot. Just one turn on this spin. We've recovered from those 2 defeats early season. There was only an oomph between us and Chelsea at Stamford Bridge anyway. Look, Manchester City are deserved favourites, but you know, we're playing Liverpool in a couple of weeks' time. We beat Crystal Palace. If Liverpool win their next game, I don't know who it is against. But when we meet the Merseysiders here at the Emirates, we beat them, we go above them.
Exactly, yeah. And look, what I'll say about the first 2 games of the season, obviously the defeats against Manchester City and Chelsea, for me, they came at a good time for Unai Emery. You know, expectations were low, especially how the away form under Arsene Wenger kind of dwindled a bit towards the end. He was allowed that time and that bit of patience to build up a bit of momentum, and now we're seeing the rewards from it, aren't we? And you know, take all of that confidence that we get into that game against Liverpool, and ultimately, you know, we could be seeing another positive result there.
10 on the spin. Many thanks for Max for jumping in for a few moments. We're going to get more social media reaction because David is raced downstairs to our Arsenal Nation studio to join Frimpong and Kenzie. Kenzie, it's all yours.
Thanks, Dan. Well, in classic Arsenal fashion, we seriously brought the heat in that second half. But 2 words for you, Mesut Özil. We've got some serious Özil love going on, and we're going to see some of that now. Have a look at that. King Özil. The crown kind of suits him, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah, it looks good on him.
Yeah, don't show him that picture. we don't want him influenced. We like the Mesut Özil as he is.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, loads and loads of tweets coming in. So much love for him this evening, and rightly so. Özil, you beautiful, beautiful man. Lots of comments coming in for him. What a goal, what an assist, what a performance. David, we'll come to you first. How fantastic was he tonight?
Well, do you know what? It sums it up in the last goal. His pass to Hector Bellerín. You should be credited with second assists now, after that. Because in America, Dan was telling me they do it in some of the NFL games, they do it in other sports. That first, Bellerin's put a lovely cross across, yeah, it's a slide rule pass for Oba. But that pass from Mesut summed it up at that stage of the game, still picking them out. But all around the pitch today, I was looking at his stats as far as grounds covered.
Yeah.
He ran as much as anybody. 10.5K. You know, the top player in Leicester's midfield who was running his backside off had only run 11.5, and that's chasing. You know, you're talking about a creative player against a player that's a defensive player. You know, it's so much easier to destroy than it is to create. I was always told as a player, and it's just his touch of the goal. I mean, you know, have some of that. I'm not even going to look where it goes.
No point.
I'm just going to paint it into the back of the net.
I know it's going.
I'm going to paint it in. It was sublime, and I used the word. I used our producer's word many times today, and you know, he was subtle and nuanced.
Well, Frimpong, let's come to you on this. Of course, one of the best worked team goals I've seen for a very, very long time. We've got a tweet here from Look Gooding Guy. This Arsenal team is a beauty to the eye, soul and body. Sleek footy indeed.
Yeah.
What did you make of that team
It was
goal?
perfect. It was perfect. It just reminded me of the Arsenal of old. It was so slick, like the passes were all perfect. And yeah, at the end of it, like you said, it was so nonchalant how how he just put it in, like he's just like, yeah, we do this every day, day in, day out. And we're going to show you
And
that today.
that goal is about decisions, right? So every time each one of those players is on the ball, he's got more than one option. But he had to pick the right one every time for that to happen that fluidly. Yeah. And it did again. And we saw it against Fulham, didn't we? We've seen these goals, and Arsenal just capable of creating them. And the men at the forefront of them, Mesut Özil and Alex Iwobi today. I've got to give big shouts out to Iwobi.
Because normally I'm a huge criticizer of Alex Iwobi, but this season he has been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't put a foot wrong, and today he showed it again.
Yeah.
Well, guys, going back to the team goals, you touched on how Arsenal are very well known for creating fantastic team goals. We have a tweet here from George Piper. That's football at its very best. Arsenal carving a team apart with one-touch football. We've got another tweet here. Loads of people at home absolutely loving the football this evening at Emirates Stadium. Frimpong, in your time as an Arsenal fan, do you have a favourite of the team goals that we've scored?
Oh, my all-time, I'm going to go for my all-time favourite. It was away at Liverpool, and I think Vieira scored it. He chipped it over. We lost the game, but that's my all-time. I think it went into Pires, then it went to Vieira, and then Vieira chipped the keeper. That's my all-time favourite, just because it epitomised what Arsenal football was all about. And yeah, that showed a bit of what that goal and this goal kind of emerged together. And yeah, it just reminded me, it took me back to that goal as well. Just the precise passing and finishing as well. It's immense, it's amazing. It
certainly is a joy to watch. And of course, we have to mention Emery's early substitutions. A tweet here from Sam W. He's absolutely spot on with the substitutions again. Emery should make his substitutions after the first minute of the games. Well, to be fair, gents, judging by his track record, I mean, Aubameyang had been on the pitch for all of 5 minutes before netting his first goal, and of course the brace came a few moments later. Yeah. He certainly knows what he's doing, doesn't he, David? Yeah,
we talked about it pre-match, didn't we? And he's got this ability, and he's given the team a new dimension to their game where he says, listen, at any point I can change this side, the formation, the players in it.
No one's safe.
For the good.
No one's safe.
And they're all backing him.
Yeah.
But what they're doing is they're not complaining about it either, Frimpong. They're backing him. Because the proof of the pudding's in the eating. Every time he's done it, it's made a big impact. When he's brought Torreira on, when either Guendouzi, who's played really well, hasn't been doing it, he's took him off. Yeah. When he's brought Mesut off and put Alex on, Alex has stepped up. Yeah. They've all paid dividends. He did it against Fulham, and Oba comes on and gets a couple. He does it again today, just at the right time as well. He identified that Mkhitaryan was probably just teetering off a bit, wasn't having the impact on the game. He wanted someone else in there. Mkhitaryan didn't come off with a miserable face. He come off thinking, I believe in the manager. I believe the manager is putting Aubameyang on now because I'm not at the top of my game, and I can accept that. And I'm happy. And that's what the club, that's what they've got about them at the moment. It's brilliant.
And yeah, it brings trust in your players that you play with as well.
Word,
yeah, it just makes you think, okay, I'm not playing so great, but I know this guy's going to come on and do a job, and we're going to get the 3 points.
And Frimpong, we were talking off air, weren't we? We were saying that a lot of teams, the players on the bench will be sat there thinking, am I going to get a game? Am I going to play? But these Arsenal lads are probably sat there waiting for their chance to come on, because they know how Unai works. And that is his style of play, to get those lads on early doors. And we've seen what they can do.
Yeah, they know that any minute they're going to be called upon, and they have to be ready. Because if you're ready and you perform, you might be starting the next game. So you have to be ready. And Emery has brought that into the team.
Well, it's time for a moment of appreciation for Bellerín now. Loads of love for him this evening as well. We have a tweet here from Andrew Thompson talking about just how great he was this evening as well. He's taken under Emery's charge. He's been nothing short of brilliant. Lots and lots of you in agreement with Andrew there. David, do you think Bellerín had a good game this evening?
I think Hector Bellerín turn is the way he plays around at the moment. He was in danger at the start of this season of becoming a really bad fullback. He was in danger of someone who makes bad decisions based on their own preferences in the way they want to play, i.e. going forward and not worrying about. Emery has got hold of him, and he has done the right thing with him. He's shown him the light Well, I think he's shown him to, and Hector's walked into it and said, I'm embracing what you're saying. And that's only gone to prove it. He's doubled his assists for the season in one game, so he's now got 4 assists. Yeah. It took him 35 games last season to get just 3 assists. Wow. He's got 4 so far in 10. And his defensive record is looking better now. He's not leaving destruction behind him when he goes forward. Yeah. He's leaving his position when when the team are in a safe place. And I think Emery's just got hold of him at the right time, and he's turned it around, and he could have put value on himself.
Frimpong, David's saying that under Unai's influence, Bellerín has absolutely soared. We're very much still in the early stages of the Emery era. Yeah. Does that mean that we're just going to see Bellerín and the rest of the Arsenal side just progress and progress and progress?
That's what we hope. I really hope that happens. I mean, we've got Sporting and then we've got Crystal Palace. I want to see more of this. And not only Emery, I feel like Lichtsteiner coming as well. Because I feel like last season Bellerín kind of knew that he was always going to get into the squad and didn't have someone to challenge him. So I feel like with Lichtsteiner coming, with his experience as well, he's teaching Bellerín how to defend. And
there's an option for the manager there when Bellerin's having an off day to put someone in, and I think Lichtsteiner will only be in for that. He won't be a long termer if Bellerín goes off form. But I just think it goes back to that word that you said, trust. Yeah. The players are trusting in the manager, and any manager I've played under, the team have fully trusted and said, just, take us to the water and lead us to the water and we will drink.
We will drink. Right?
And some players don't follow the manager. That's the thing. You get some clubs when they go, do you know what? I don't believe in what he says. But everyone's with him at the moment, and he's getting us with him, and he's getting the fans with him, and it's working. Whether you say we can keep progressing, I don't know whether that's achievable. But as a manager, you should keep identifying little things that you need to do, and to move your team or your whatever part of the club you're involved in, whatever team you're involved in, to move them on. That's a manager's job. And a manager only, and that's the last thing I'll say, Dan today, I said to Dan, a manager's only worth his money when things go wrong and he has to do stuff. Because when it's going well, the managers don't have to do nothing. And today, it weren't going right, and he'd done something for the good again. 10 times on the bounce.
Well, you both touched on Iwobi earlier on in the show. You were both very, very impressed, and the viewers at home shared your views. We've had lots of tweets coming in showing their love for Iwobi. He's a different level now. You were expressing how he's been playing fantastically well, great against Fulham, great again tonight. He's another player who seems to just be in his element at the moment and really advancing. Yeah,
I think the boundaries that the manager's set him within the way he's playing, you don't want him going all the way over there and all the way over there just on willy-nilly runs. He wants a structured game plan for Alex. And for me, it was every time you get the ball and come inside and drive in that space in between the fullback and the central defender, because one of them has got to make a decision on whether they come to you. And as soon as they move out, we saw it tonight, he just releases the pass, doesn't he? Toes it. He looks like he's lost it.
And toes it past.
And also, I think he's growing his hair long to be like Guendouzi. Because he's got a bit of that shaky stuff about him.
He wants to be our next Guendouzi lookalike, I think. Maybe he's been watching Arsenal Nation.
He could be trying to get his inner JJ Okocha out as well, trying to get his uncle's hair. So
this is it.
It could be that too.
He's in a happy place, though. Let's not knock him.
He is indeed. A great player and great hair, we have to give it to him. But it was a fantastic performance by all of the players this evening. Torreira was particularly impressive. Lots of people showing the love for him tonight. It was a great performance by the whole Arsenal side.
Yeah, I mean, Leno, important with his saves in the first half as well. They've all played a part in the win, like you said, definitely.
Yeah. It's certainly important for the whole team to give a good performance, and lots of you have been getting in touch on Facebook as well. We've got a comment here saying, "Oh, Arsenal, why are you so beautiful? That goal should be played back in every coaching school around the globe." Another comment here, a nice game, but we ought to show threat from the start of the game. We touched on that in the halftime show, didn't we? Maybe need to work on the sort of tempo in the first half. Obviously, the fans are picking up on that. What do you make of that comment? Do you think that's fair?
Yes, because I came from an era when, for the first 20 minutes, George Graham used to say, let's just get at them as much as you can. You hunt them down, you jump on every mistake, you don't give them a second. I think it's maybe a slightly different style from Emery now. I think he's more interested in the players gauging the opposition, finding out what your opposite number, what his runs are, where you've got the better of him. Just feel yourself into the game, a little bit like a boxer in the first couple of rounds. Who knows? Muhammad Ali could have knocked everyone out in the first 3, but he thought, do you know what? I'm going to see what they got, just in case I get a slide punch later on. I want to see what their dangers are. And I think that the side at the moment are feeling the other teams out, albeit dangerously at times, because I think Leicester should have had a penalty. Because initially his arm was pushed, and then his hand, he moved it himself forward again towards the ball, and then he's looked straight at the ref. You know he's done something wrong, and Leno's safe. So it was unfortunate that Leicester didn't take those or have those opportunities, but it's all about it's all about being at the right time at the right place, and Arsenal just came up with the goods at the right time. The goal straight after to answer back Leicester's goal. Just to get us back on side before half-time, the introduction of Oba and the impact he had, it all just fell into place.
Well, David Frimpong, thank you so much for joining us on Arsenal Nation Live. But before we let you go, we want just one word to sum up this evening's game. We're going to come to you, Frimpong, first.
Mesut.
Love that. What do you reckon, David?
Growing.
Growing.
Yeah.
Mesut and growing. Absolutely brilliant. Well, guys, you've been fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Don't forget, we're back on Thursday. You can join us from 5:30 p.m. for your fix of Europa League action. But that's it from us tonight. Our 10th consecutive win on the bounce. We'll see you Thursday. Bye for now.